Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to enthusiastically map out the incredibly exciting process of getting your driving permit in the Ocean State. Are you ready to hit the road and start your journey to becoming a licensed driver in Rhode Island? Getting your learner's permit is the exciting first step, and we are here to guide you through it all. Understanding this process inside and out isn't just about cutting through red tape. It is literally your very first step to becoming a safe, responsible driver. To get you there, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll quickly cover driver education and eligibility, mastering the knowledge exam, navigating the application process, getting that behind-the-wheel practice, and finally, some next steps to set you up for success.
All right, Part 1, Driver Education and Eligibility.
So there are basically two main pathways here in Rhode Island, and it all depends on your age. If you're under 18, you're looking at the limited instruction permit. The fee for that is $12.50, and you'll need to knock out a mandatory 33-hour class. Now, if you're 18 or older, you'll go for the standard instruction permit. The fee drops to just $7.50, and you are entirely exempt from taking that driver's ed class. Nice and simple, right? Now, for those of you in that under 18 crowd, let's zoom in on those education requirements. You absolutely must complete 33 hours of classroom instruction, and it has to be certified by the Community College of Rhode Island, CCRI. Here's a quirky detail, though. You can enroll when you turn 15, but you cannot legally start the class until you're exactly 15 years and 10 months old. So definitely mark your calendar down to the month. Oh, and if you're transferring out-of-state credentials, your old class probably didn't cover specific Rhode Island laws. To bridge that gap, you'll just need a quick 3-hour, $20 supplemental class through CCRI.
Moving right along to Section 2, Mastering the Knowledge Exam. Before you get the keys, you've got to prove you know the rules of the road. The official Rhode Island DMV knowledge test is totally computerized, and it's made up of exactly 40 multiple-choice questions. They're going to test your knowledge on traffic laws, road signs, and safe driving practices.
So what's the magic number to pass? Out of those 40 questions, you need to nail down at least 28 correct answers. Honestly, don't sweat it too much. You've totally got this. Mathematically speaking, that's a 70% passing score. It is a very attainable goal if you put in the prep time. But a quick warning, if you miss more than 12 questions, you will fail. And the penalty for that? A mandatory 8-day waiting period before you can give it another shot. Here's your insider strategy for passing on the very first try. Your absolute best friend right now is the official Rhode Island Driver's Manual. Read it cover to cover. Next, take full advantage of free online practice tests. These simulate the real computerized format and really get you comfortable with how they phrase things. And make sure you heavily review common topics that always pop up, like residential speed limits, exactly when to use your headlights, and how to handle icy roads.
All right, Section 3, Navigating the Application Process.
Okay, so what you're looking for here is the LI form. That's the official application for license, identification card, and permit. Get very familiar with this document before you ever step foot inside the DMV. Now, if you're under 18, listen up, because there's a huge rule here. This form requires the signature of a parent or legal guardian. If they can't come to the DMV with you, or if they happen to have a different last name than you do, their signature absolutely must be notarized ahead of time. Seriously, do not overlook this. It's a classic DMV trap that catches so many people off guard. Along with that completed form, you've got to bring your documents, and the DMV is incredibly strict about this stuff. Bring original copies, no photocopies. You'll need a certified proof of identity. Think a government-issued birth certificate or an unexpired passport. You'll also need proof of your social security number. And finally, you must provide 2 separate proofs of Rhode Island residency. That could be a utility bill, a bank statement, or if you're a minor, a school record like a recent report card. Getting all these originals together completely avoids the sheer heartbreak of getting turned away at the counter for missing paperwork.
Okay, Section 4, Behind the Wheel Practice.
Now this brings us to a really common point of confusion, especially online for new adult drivers. The question is, if you get your permit after turning 18, do you still need a supervising driver in the car with you?
You might see rumors floating around places like Reddit claiming that adult permit holders can just drive alone. Well, let's clear the air right now. That is absolutely false in Rhode Island. Regardless of your age, whether you're 16 or 60, Rhode Island law strictly mandates that all permit holders must be accompanied by a supervising driver. And not just anyone. This supervisor has to be at least 21 years old, they must have held a valid license for at least 5 years, and they literally have to be sitting right there in the front passenger seat at all times while you're driving.
So, with your supervisor ready to go, you've got some work to do. If you're under 18, you have to hold your learner's permit for a minimum of 6 months before you can even think about taking the road test. During that time, use a dedicated app, or just keep a notebook right in your glove box to carefully track and log 50 total hours of supervised driving practice. And this is key. To make sure you're ready for anything, 10 of those 50 hours absolutely must be completed at night.
And finally, Section 5, Final Tips and Next Steps.
Let's wrap this explainer up with a few pro tips. First, use digital resources. Apps like DMV Genie are fantastic for learning the manual on the go. Second, be picky about your supervisor. You want someone who is not only experienced, but incredibly patient, because they'll be guiding you through some pretty complex traffic situations. Third, use your practice hours to really master the pre-driving procedures, proper turns, and parking. Those are heavily scrutinized on the final road test. And lastly, when the big day finally arrives to take your road test, do not forget to bring all your signed forms back to the DMV, especially that parent-signed 50-hour log. Just a quick heads up, while we've covered all the essentials today, this information is accurate as of August 15, 2026. Always check the official Rhode Island DMV website or contact local authorities for the most current updates, since state regulations and fees can sometimes shift around.
Now that you have the complete roadmap to securing your Rhode Island learner's permit, the only question left is, with your permit in hand and the open road ahead, where will your newfound independence take you first? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Study hard, be patient with yourself, and stay safe out there on the roads.